Welcome back. This is episode 135 of the Client by Client podcast. Hope you're doing well. For all of my folks here in the States, hope your holiday was great. Got a little bit of tan, just got back in from San Diego last night. Hit Legoland with my sister and our godson. Had a great time. Today, we're talking about organic versus passive conversations. If you're wanting more leads, more convos, and to be able to grow your business even while you're not operating it manually, you're going to want to tune into the entirety of today's episode. Let's hop in and let's bring this to life. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for being here today. In the last episode of Client by Client, we talked about ads and the number one reason why you don't need them to grow online. Many of you in my DMs and in our conversations and when I'm chatting with you, there's often this sense that paid ads are your next frontier. It's the thing that you're waiting for, and with just one more client, you'll have the budget to go and start running ads. And I can tell you that there has not been a time where that has been the case for anyone that I've chatted with over my last 8, 9 years, 10 years as an online coach. And the reason is broken down for you in the last episode. And so what I share with you is why you don't need ads to grow if you're not at $30K a month, and what to start doing instead, and where to channel your energy and a little bit of a perspective change so that you can have the right mindset, so that you cannot blow the money from your next client and potentially set yourself back months or even years in a worst case scenario when it comes to growing your online business. Be sure to backtrack one episode to get the entire framework and the entire mindset shift. Today, organic versus passive conversations. We're doing an old school showdown. It's been a couple episodes. It's been a little while since we had a little versus. Let me see if I can find the last time we did an old school versus, and of course it's not coming to me very quickly, but in the past we've talked about paid ads versus organic traffic. We've had a couple others. Today we're talking organic conversations versus passive convos. If you're new to this concept, because I went a couple years in my online business before grasping this, is that we have this notion oftentimes that by having a social media presence, creating digital products and putting out content, that you're going to magically get clients online, and that your calendar is going to be full with book calls and people are going to be buying your digital course and signing up for your online service. And the fact of the matter is that your social media presence helps with your confidence and helps you feel like an online business. And your website and your content and all of those things and you posting, they are, for many of us, a necessary component because no one really knows our name. We don't have someone who is bestowing the power upon us or giving their audience to us the day we start in our online business. And because we look at the established coaches and business owners and entrepreneurs and digital service providers and course creators, and we see what they're doing, we automatically think they got there just by posting content that goes viral and building an email list, and tons of people go to their website and they do a launch and they get tons of customers. But if you are able to peel back and go back in time and to see how they actually got their first dollars before they did any of those things, what you'll often find is that they did something else before all of that happened. It is totally possible to create content and put up a website and do a launch or to have a digital product and to get customers from it and to get your calendar booked full. But for 99.99% of you and of us, that is not going to happen quickly. And so let's say you get one client a month. When you're just starting out, you're probably not charging adequately for that one client to cover all of your expenses for your business and for your living expenses, and for you to continue operating with confidence and with passion. So you need more. So you say, let me switch up the strategy that I'm doing. Let me add in webinars. That's the next thing. Or like we talked about in yesterday's episode, let me start running ads. And that is when you begin to be led down this 3 to 5 year road of having to supplement your income through a day job or through someone else or through doing something else while you're trying to get your online business off the ground. When if you just focus on this concept that we're about to unpack together, you can have the leads that you need in order to get your online business. So before you get a client, you must have a lead. You must have someone who's interested in your work, interested in your help, interested in coaching, interested in the service you provide and the course that you're creating. And you probably think right now that that's going to come through them signing up for your email list newsletter or your email list, or they find you and they book a call. And that can happen. But for the majority of people, and if you want more leads and therefore more clients, what you must do is install this piece before they become a lead, which is having a conversation with them. A chat, a convo is what this also is commonly known as. And what this entails is you establishing a relationship with them in DM, in email, through text message, through some form of usually private communication, and them participating in that conversation with you, and you knowing what to say to either get them to buy in the DM, to get them to buy into the idea of booking a call with you and then booking a call with you and then showing up, and to them buy into the idea of working with you, buying the service that you provide, or buying your online product, your digital product. Many of you and of us are way too proud to do that because you're wanting to feel like these big box coaches that you look up to. You're wanting people just to buy from you without question. And you're wanting people to buy from you the way you have bought from these other course providers, from these digital creators, these other entrepreneurs, these other coaches. But when you look at what happened with those other people, they established authority with you and they had a conversation with you through email over many weeks, months, or years, sometimes faster, or through ads, or through their content, and you trusted them enough and they became an authority enough for you to trust them with your money and to book a call to buy the thing that they launch or to buy their first product, which might have led you to their next and led you to some coaching or something like that. And I know you want for that to be the case with you all day long, and it's totally possible. But what you need to do, and also what these coaches do, you just can't see it and you may have not participated in it or realized it, is that they have a conversation. They have a chat with many of their prospects before they consider them a lead, and before that lead is warmed up enough to buy the thing or book the call. And when you get this conversation piece right, you wind up with far more leads and far more clients far faster in your online business. And when you dismiss your ego, if you're one of those people that have one when it comes to this, and you dismiss needing to be a big shot and needing to feel like you're special and needing to get clients while you're sleeping, and you are okay doing some work, and you are okay walking someone to the finish line of booking the call or buying your service or buying your coaching, and you're not too proud to do any of those things, then today's episode was made for you. And for everyone else, the people that are okay humbling themselves and taking someone by the hand from not even considering working with them or knowing who they are and warming them up over the course of 1 day or 3 days or 7 days or 14 days or 90 days or even 3 to 5 years and having that kind of patience. And they're okay doing that with every person that they come across. Those people are going to get your leads. You're going to steal those leads from the people who aren't willing to do that hard work, who aren't humble enough to foster a heart of service and to get underneath their prospects, and instead are doing this online business stuff because they want to feel like a big shot, because they want to feel like they're an online entrepreneur and they have their ego wrapped up in that idea. What's really cool about this concept is that when you get this right, you don't need nearly as much content. You can just build your authority over a long period of time. You don't need to focus so much on social media because you're able to do so much with the few prospects and the few eyeballs that come your way. And you create a sticky system that gets them from proverbially walking outside of your storefront and thinking about going in to you welcoming them in, giving them a tour of the place, asking them if it's okay if you probe and ask them questions about what it is they're looking for, or who they are, or what they do, or what they're about, and then politely making some suggestions along the way, listening to them, repeating back to them what they say, and then asking them a very simple question at the end of that interaction that puts them in the driver's seat and them in the power to choose you and for you to be the prize at the end of it. And this can happen for you in your business and in your career far faster than needing for the masses to find out about you. You can be making 15 to 30K in the world and the industry to not know about you, but for your prospects to really care about you and for them to really be thankful that you welcomed them in and did all those proverbial things in your online business for them and gave them the tour and asked them the right questions and listened to them and gave them a platform and gave them some safe space, and then politely made some recommendations with their permission and asked for the sale and created your next success story. All of that preamble, I think that was pretty necessary and quite nice if you ask me. Out of the way, let's now talk about organic conversations versus passive conversations. Let's start with organic. When you are creating organic conversations, you are really creating them. And this means that you're also generating the conversation manually. That person is quote unquote, walking outside your store and you're going and saying, hey, what's going on? Come in, we're open. Hey, what's going on? Would you like a sample? Hey, what's going on? Come and check this out. I was in San Diego. We walked by Wetzel's Pretzels. They handed us one of those delectable cinnamon sugar coated pieces of pretzels. Made my day better. Makes me want to go to Wetzel's Pretzels, even though I didn't buy during that time. Even though I didn't enter their store, you're going to get some people who do, and some people who will buy from one of the other little kiosks around the way. Maybe they find you on a different social platform. Maybe they go to your newsletter and your website because they're actually a little bit curious. But you're generating the conversation manually. You are putting a foot forward to say hello, and you are going out of your way a little bit to acknowledge your prospects and to say hi and to reach out in some way. So the first part of understanding organic is that you are generating the conversation manually. You are creating the conversation. The second part of this is that you might also be searching for prospects that look like your ideal prospects. Maybe you're on LinkedIn and you're doing a search in your niche. You're looking for people under certain parameters like age and industry and experience and other people that they follow. You are adding on Facebook and sending friend requests on Facebook. You are following on Instagram people who look like your ideal prospects. You are commenting on their videos, on their posts. Maybe you're even going as far, and I've gotten many clients through this at the beginning of my career. Maybe you're even going as far as subscribing to their email lists and going to their website and seeing what they're doing and scoping out where their opportunity is. You might even be pitching them on how it is and doing what one of my first mentors called a give, where you're almost like either showing them what you want to do for them could work, or you're actually doing it for them before they even ask for it and leading with that, saying, here's a gift, here's a give. I'm giving value first. Let me know if you or your team want to talk about this. And now you have your foot in the door. And that right there has landed me on podcast interviews far before I deserved the notoriety to be on a podcast interview. That got me into masterminds without paying, where I ended up meeting some of my best friends in business to date that have also led me to many best friends and great relationships and other opportunities by doing a give up front, finding the opportunity and doing a give. So for my business consultants and those sorts of people. This is where you are leveraging social media and the fact that people are accessible on the internet, and you are doing something to get their attention and to get some back and forth going with them. This could be classified as a cold or a warm DM or email. I am not a fan of you going and cold DMing 50 people. The numbers game can work, and you can do that, and it maybe might be worth trying out of curiosity, but it is not a strategy that's going to get you the best amount of results. The best is a warm DM where they have accepted your friend request back, or they have commented back on the comment that you left, or they have came back to your profile and added you back and liked some of your stuff. Now you are warm. Now they kind of know you. Now you can go back and forth with them, and this can be done via email as well. But cold or warm is also one of the classifications to really understand about creating conversations. The last part of organic conversations is that you get interaction on something that you're posting on social media, and then you follow up with them in private. And so what this looks like is you are posting on your story, your minute-long story every day, promoting something in your business, talking about the pains and problems, or you're doing a carousel post on Instagram, or you're doing a live video on Facebook, or you're posting a TikTok, or you're putting a text article up, a deep dive over on LinkedIn. And other people are finding it and discovering it organically because it's getting shared out, because people in their network are liking and commenting on it, because they did a search and they came across the hashtag that you used, or something of that nature. And so they are liking it, they are sharing it, they are commenting on it, and you can see that they're doing it and who they are. On Instagram, when someone likes your post, you can see who they are and you can go and check into them. When they comment, you can see who they are. When they share, you can't. But on some platforms, you can see who has shared it, like on Facebook. And then you can follow up and say, hey, thanks for the share. Or if they liked it, you can say, hey, Sharon, you liked my post. Just wanted to say thanks so much. It means a lot. Hope this message finds you well. That's one variation. And we've shared other ones over the last couple episodes. When I say couple, the last 100 plus of the show, for things that you can do in this. So just go back and search through the relevant podcast episodes from the show to see and get more examples of what to say. Because you could even, if that's the like follow-up, saying thanks for the like, the opposite side of that follow-up in private is saying, hey, Sharon, Saw that you liked my post from the other day. Thank you so much. That means the world. I was looking through your profile, and you're going to do this from a genuine perspective. I was looking through your profile, and, or you could say something like, better yet, let's backtrack. Right now, I'm looking for my next 3 success stories or case studies to help them go from A to Z, to help them lose their next 5 pounds, to help them lose 10 pounds and create their body of their dreams, to help them get 3 to 5 clients, to help them reinvent themselves after 50. And I think that I can help you. Are you interested? So on one swing of the pendulum, you have, hey, thanks for the like. And on the other swing of the pendulum, you have, would you like some help? And the would you like some help? Maybe you send that 1 out of every 10 times or 1 out of every 20 times, but you send more of the thanks for the likes, because the thanks for the likes is going to get more, hey, you're welcomes, versus the are you interested in some help is going to get, out of every 10 of those you send, 1 of them is going to come back and say, hey, I was actually thinking about reaching out to you, or because they're going to go look into you more now and suss you out, and they're going to come back to your message and say, dude, I actually like your stuff. Hey, girl, thanks for texting me. This means a lot. Like, let me look at some of your videos first, and let me see if this is like, I'm actually looking for a coach. You'd be shocked at how many of those that you get, but it's fewer than the responses, which is like, you need a human interacting with you, back to the beginning of this episode, to have a conversation. And when you send the would you like some help, you're going to get more people who just ignore it. But the people who do respond to it respond well. You're going to get way more responses to the thanks for the likes, but not as many of those are going to turn into clients. So it's a volume and a quantity versus quality game, if that's making sense at all in this. And if you have any questions on this, you can always send me a DM over on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions or to clarify any of this along the way so that you get this right in your business. So that's organic conversations. Now let's talk about passive conversations. Passive conversations, passive convos, or the convos in the chat come to you. And this happens because you are posting, you're putting out bait, you're chumming the water, so to say, with your lead magnets, with your posts, and in your content. You're posting, you're being present on social media, you are soliciting DMs in your content. You're saying things in your content and in your captions and in your copy that say things like, comment the word 5 pounds, comment the letters CRM, send me the word group. You are saying these things to solicit anyone who's coming across it to take that action. And when you do this, and you're doing this on one social platform really well, where your most consistent and your most engaged audiences, or if you are peppering this across all social platforms, because that is a strategy as well, it's worth mentioning, not the one I'm the biggest fan of the be everywhere. But when you do this, what happens is you wake up to DMs in your inbox. You wake up to conversations that are a bit more warm already waiting for you. And if you guys know my philosophy, it's that you don't need a whole ton of leads to get to 15 to 30K a month. You need 4 or 5 warm leads in your inbox, whether it's on social media or on email every day, to be consistently hitting 15, 20, 25, and 30K a month in your online business. And it makes it so much more manageable than worrying about having to go viral. You only need a few of the right people to come across your content, for them to find your stuff, to be following you, and actually get the urge to reach out to you and to send you that word, or to reach out to your DM because you're soliciting it in your content, and for them to be already a warm lead when you wake up. This goes very quickly from the convo stage to warm lead and then becoming an actual paying client very quickly. And this can also come from your emails that you send out if you're sending out emails. This can also come from posts in your Facebook group. And this, and also worth mentioning, come from your stories. If you're consistent on your story and you're posting and using all parts of either Facebook, of TikTok, or on Instagram, you're going to find that some people will follow you, and then you kind of go into the abyss of the algorithm, but then your story comes up because you're active, and they're like, wow, I forgot I followed this person. Let me go and check them out. Or wow, this they're talking about exactly what I'm going. They're in my head right now, and now they're going to actually message you and then go look through more of your stuff and be even more sold on you because you've been consistent, because you're talking about pains and problems. And when you do this, you have the recipe for the conversations to be coming to you. And when you start out with them coming to you, when they're already walking in your store interested, the sale goes so much faster and so much more smoother. And the pace and the momentum it's undescribable, and you have to experience it for yourself because it goes so much faster. And what's great is that you can really combine the two of these by showing up every single day and manually creating the conversation, giving your value in public by posting on social media. And then when people interact with it, following up and selling in a private conversation, in a private DM. And then meanwhile, other people are discovering you and your content, coming across you, immediately becoming a fan of you because your social media and your authenticity and your personality and you talking about pains and problems becomes a slippery slope that your prospects just find themselves at the bottom of, wanting to discover more about how they can work with you and about how you can help them. So when it comes to organic versus passive conversations, Passive conversations are really how you grow, but manual is how you start and how you supplement your income. And so I think that both is best, but passive comes with time. And so when you start to build this and you understand that I don't need to wait to be discovered and be this big box coach, but I can right now begin posting every single day and talking about pains and problems, and I can build my authority over a long period of time so that when the buckets of rain come my way, I have the presence to capitalize on it, but I don't need to have tons of social media attention and eyeballs in order for me to be able to consistently hit 5, 10, 15, 25, 30K, and even more every single month in my and in your online business. In the next episode of Client by Client, we're getting back to the 10 commandments. And in tomorrow's episode, we're talking about commandment number 3 for successful online business owners. Be sure to come back tomorrow to understand exactly and to hear and discover what commandment number 3 is and how it impacts your online business. Whenever you are ready, here are 3 ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBook CRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, and your email inbox, where you're losing leads in the cracks and leaving a lot of money on the table every single month? That's why I created GetBook CRM. What started out as a free way for me to manage my leads and pipeline has quickly become a favorite tool of my private students and many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. Download your free copy by messaging me the letters CRM over on Instagram now. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got hundreds of coaches from all over the world, all implementing my methods and strategies for starting and growing an online business and getting clients consistently. To get your free invitation now, just find me on Instagram or wherever you're getting this episode and message me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks for injecting a minimum of 15K worth of new clients or doubling your existing client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me. So this is only for you if you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts the person ahead of the money. You've been coaching for at least 6 months to a year. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically from social media every month without wasting money and time on paid ads. You have at least 300 friends on a social platform, email list, or group. You are willing to take bold action because you know that your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, give that Instagram app a tap, do a little search and find me at WhatUpJeremy. Give me a follow and binge on some content while you're there. And when you're ready, I want for you to message me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and your vision for the next 12 months. Then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping students from all over the world. And we'll also identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact on your business the soonest. That way you know what to expect. For all the details now, just find me over on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers.